morning students of class 10. Today we are going to revise chapter 4, the Judiciary, under which we have to learn about the Supreme Court. We are going to revise it because some of you have said that there are some problems in this topic in Google Class. That's why I thought to make a video on this topic, and we have to also keep in mind that which topics we have to learn, because some of the portions have been reduced. So let's start with the topic Judiciary. We all know that there are three organs of a government: legislature, executive and judiciary. The function of legislature is to make laws. Law is made in the legislature. Executives, the functions of executives are to implement those laws which have been made in the legislature, and the role of judiciary is to solve the disputes, to give justice. So there are the three organs, and each organ of the government is equally powerful. Legislature, executive and judiciary, these all three organs are equally powerful. That's why they can check each other. Judiciary is the final interpreter of the Constitution. We can also say the Supreme Court, that is the highest court under the judiciary, it is the guardian of our Constitution. Why? Because judiciary, this organ has only the power to interpret the constitutions. It means that the laws which are made by the legislature, whether it is according to the Constitution or not, it is decided by judiciary. Second, their executives, whether they are also following the norms, the rules of the Constitution or not, how they are working, whether they are following all the things according to the Constitution, or sometimes they go beyond the rules. In that case also there is judiciary to control the executives. So in this way judiciary checks, controls the executives also and legislatures also. Yes, and I said that each one of the government, legislature, executive and judiciary, each one of them checks each other. But our topic is judiciary, that's why I have said how judiciary controls the other organs of the government. So thus we have concluded that these three organs are equally powerful. That's why they control each other, and judiciary does the same. It is the final interpreter of the Constitution. It is also referred to as the guardian of the Constitution. Judiciary, it is also an independent body, like our political. Unlike our political system, the judiciary is integrated and independent. Yes, integrated means there are different courts. The highest court is Supreme Court. Under Supreme Court there are high courts, under high courts there are many district courts, session court. So there is a hierarchy, but all these courts, in district or courts that is called high court in state, or for all the country there is one Supreme Court. All these are integrated, because suppose we have filed a case in the lower court, and if with the judgment of lower court we are not satisfied, we can appeal it to the high court, and if also we are not satisfied with the decision of high court, we can also move to the Supreme Court. So in this way we can say it is integrated, and the final decision of Supreme Court is bound on all the subordinate courts and we are also bound to follow the decision of Supreme Court. So in this way we have understood that how it is integrated. So our judiciary is integrated, though there are many courts, okay, but it is just one, because we go from lower to higher. Yes. But our political system, I said that unlike our political system, it is integrated, because there are 3 levels of government. The central government is to look after the interests, the concerns of national interests only. The state governments are made to look after the things of their states also. They are concerned about their areas also, and the local state governments are also made to look after their problems, in their locality also. So these are different. Their subjects are also different. The union lists, in union list there are many subjects which are of national interest, and they are looked after by central government. In the state lists there are many subjects which are taken care of by state governments only. Yes, and there are many things which have been given power to local government to look after their problems. So these are divided. These 3 governments are divided. In the federalism, the power is shared. So here the power is shared, and the central government is more powerful than the other these 2 governments. Yes. But in judiciary, all courts are integrated. They are not separate one like the governments. They are integrated. Yes. Now we are going to discuss that judiciary is made independent. The effects, the powers of legislature and executives are not followed by the judiciary. Their interference, the interference of legislature and executives are not bound to be followed by the judiciary. Judiciary is independent. Whatever the decision it will take, it can take. Suppose any minister or the powerful person want to change the decision of court, he cannot do so because it is independent. So their the wishes of legislature and executives, their interference are not supposed to followed by judiciary. That's why it is called independent. Why it has been independent? Because we all know judiciary is such type of thing. It is such an organ which needs to be free and fair from all kinds of interference. And then only it can give fair justice. Yes, that's why it is made independent. Because suppose a president is doing any mistake and common people is doing the same mistake, and being the president, the judiciary, if it is not independent, then the judiciary, the judges can give decision in favor of president because he is president. But suppose a common person is doing the same thing, and if there is no any favor from the common people, if no one is favoring on the behalf of that common people in the judiciary in front of the judges, it means that judges will give the decision as per the rules for that common people. Yes, so the decision for the same crime, for the same mistake will be different if the judiciary is not independent, and then there is no meaning of such kind of judicial body. That's why it is made independent. And because we have discussed that it is the guardian of our constitution, if it is not made independent, how anyone will believe on our judicial system, and how the conflicts, how the disputes will be solved in a country. The disputes can be among the citizens, the disputes can be from one state to another state, the disputes can also be taken place between the states and the central governments. In all such cases, there must be a body which look after to solve such kind of disputes in free and fair manner. There should be no any partiality. Then only our democracy will be run. Judiciary is an integral part of democracy. If we want that democracy should be successful, then we must have an independent judiciary. Okay, now we are going to discuss the composition and the qualification of the Supreme Court, because we have to read the Supreme Court under this topic. Composition. When the Constitution was made, adopted, there was provision that in Supreme Court, besides the Chief Justice of India, there will be 8 judges. But at present, according to 2008 Act, apart from the Chief Justice of India, there can be 30 judges and not more than that. So Chief Justice of India and 30 judges make the Supreme Court, work in the Supreme Court. So this was the composition of Supreme Court. All judges of Supreme Court are appointed by the President. We all know that judges are appointed by the President, and on the recommendation of Collegium, which is a closed group of the Chief Justice of India, the foremost senior judges of our court, and the senior most judge hailing from the High Court of a prospective appointee. It means Collegium. In the Collegium, which is a body, in that body there will be the President also, because President only appoints the judges and the Chief Justice of Supreme Court and to guide the President in the appointment of the other judges. The Chief Justice of India helps him, and the other persons, other judges are also there. The four senior judges, senior-most judges, and the senior-most judge of High Court also, because to make the system more rational and transparent, the different persons are included so that no one can raise question. But the final authority to appoint the judges of Supreme Court is in the hand of President, and Chief Justice can give advice, but the advice of Chief Justice is not bound upon the President. The President can take his advice, but he is not supposed to follow it 100%. Yes. So in this way, the judges are elected, appointed in the Supreme Court by the Collegium. Now we are going to discuss the qualifications. Who are the persons? Who are the persons who want to be judge of Supreme Court? So what qualifications should he has? Actually, the first qualification for to be the judge of Supreme Court, he should be the citizen of India. Next, to be the judge of Supreme Court, a person, if he has practiced for 5 years in a high court, then he can be chosen as a judge in the Supreme Court. Or a lawyer who has practiced in the high courts for at least 10 years. Suppose he has practiced 10 years as a lawyer in Patna High Court, he can be made as a judge in the Supreme Court. And suppose he has also worked for 3 years in Patna High Court, 4 years in UP High Court, and the rest 3 years in other High Court, then he can also be made as a judge. The matter is that he should have 10 years experience if he is a lawyer, and if he is a judge, then he should have experience of 5 years as a judge in the High Court. Yes. So anyone who fulfills these two criteria, he can be made as a judge in the Supreme Court. There is no minimum is required to be the judge of Supreme Court, but once he has been made as a judge, then at the age of 65 he can serve in the Supreme Court as a judge or as the Chief Justice of India. Generally, the senior most judge of Supreme Court is made the Chief Justice of India. Yes. So we have finished some of the parts of judiciary today, and after that, in the next video we will discuss what are the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, under which we will discuss the original and appellate jurisdiction of Supreme Court, and the other parts we will cover in the next video. Till then, goodbye, thank you.